All right, now this is a male stalk, and you see by this is their flowers, so the little, where they had their pollen and stuff on them. And it's usually softer texture, and it makes a nicer notch board and drill. So when they're all dried up like this, what will happen is next year or sometime in the winter, the bottom rots off and they just fall over by themselves. But I'm going to harvest this a little bit early right now, just by breaking it off. And then I think the plant's happy about that because now it doesn't have anything in the way to make its next stalk. Otherwise it has to wait till it dies and falls over, and then it puts up another one in the spring. So it's a renewable resource. Now when you find them, they're yellow colored like this, means they're their first season. So this thing grew in the springtime, and now it's all dried out. And it's pretty nice for making a bow right now because it's a little bit more flexible, and it'll still work okay. But then next year, a year from now, this would be gray looking, and gray in color, and it would be soft. The wood would be even softer and lights up fire that much easier. However, by the time next year comes around, they will probably have worms in them, and also some carpenter bees might be in them, and so it makes it even harder to find a really good one. So harvesting them at this stage here is probably about the best that we can do, and it'll be good. We can get a good fire going with that. It's really important to have at least a 12-inch piece that's perfectly straight, and that's going to be the spindle. And if the spindle's crooked, it wobbles all over like this, and it's very hard to get a fire going. So we try real hard to find a piece that's real straight. And you'll see a lot of them, you look around, they got crooked spots in them and so on, and more crooked than straight. And sometimes you look at it this way, it looks straight, and then you go around this way and look, and it's bent over. So it takes a little hunting around to find just the right one. And then it's a real treasure when you find one. Like this seems like it's going to be a real good one. We need this, and it's helpful to have a knife. I suppose we could get one going with a sharp rock, but a knife is just incredibly easier for the job. And then we could use for the bearing block is the next piece we're going to get, and make a bearing block. I'll show you how that's done. And then also a string. I'm going to show you how to make string after a little while. This here is a stalk that I got from that plant up there, and this is a male stalk, and I wanted to hold it next to this female stalk so you could see the difference between the two. And so this one here is a female stalk, and it has its old hundreds of seeds up there. And the stalks are stronger and harder than the male stalks, which only have to hold up their flowers. And I find that they're a little bit too hard a lot of times to get a fire going easy. If you're going to use it for construction materials or a walking stick or something where it needed to be strong, you'd be better off with the female. But on this one here where you want to light a fire, you want it to be a little softer and drier, so the male works better.